Good afternoon. It is Wisdom Wednesdays. I have come here to share hopefully a little bit of wisdom that might be helpful for you. I have with me today a colleague of mine, Alexandra Warfield. Hi, Alexandra.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good. Thank you for joining me and my friends. And um, Alexandra is an attorney who specializes in estate planning. And I've gotten several questions lately, or in the past even. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity to get her on and share a little bit of her wisdom. And it's about planning, estate planning. So, due to the coronavirus, since that's at hand right now, and I have heard a lot of people have been more proactive with their estate planning. And I wanted to maybe ask you a few questions. What type of documents do you need to have prepared to do that? And then I've also gotten the question, what's the difference between a trust and a will? So instead of me answering that, I would love an expert to do that. So if you could
Sure, of course.
share.
Of course. So there are three main estate planning documents that really everyone should have. The first two are power of attorney and advanced healthcare directive. These basically allow you to select loved ones that you trust to essentially step into your shoes and assist you with healthcare and finances if you become incapacitated. Now, as far as the third estate planning document, that's the trust. So a lot of people ask me, whether they should draft a trust or a will, like you said. So that's a very common question. So both are ways to dispose of your assets, but they're not equal. In fact, for most people, a trust is going to be the better option. There's a few different reasons for this. So the first reason is privacy. So your will, if you have a will, those are public documents. So those are going to go through the court system. Your finances are going to be disclosed to the court, of course, and anybody could really pull those records. Whereas a trust is a private document. No one's going to see that except for the people that you actually allow to see it. So that's one benefit of having a trust over a will. The second benefit and the main benefit is that a trust avoids probate. Two reasons you want to avoid probate here in the county of San Diego is time and money. So right now, the probate calendar without coronavirus, should I say, is about 1.5 to 2 years.
Wow.
So this means that your beneficiaries aren't actually going to receive their inheritance or their distribution from 1.5 to 2 years after you pass away.
Wow.
Whereas if you have a trust, distribution could be sooner to the 6-month mark, and usually typically is.
Wow.
The second reason you want to avoid probate is the cost. Probate is very costly. It costs a lot more to go through probate than it does to just get a trust drafted up front. For example, let's say you have an estate worth $500,000 gross in the state of California. Then your fees for probate are going to be about $26,000. Whereas if you get a trust up front, you spend much, much less money, maybe even 1/10 of that price. And you get to keep, let's say, the $26,000 in your estate rather than it going to the probate court.
So financially, a big perk to having a trust.
Financially, yeah.
And the
Absolutely.
finances, the expenses that just upfront costs, like having an attorney draft that up. Is that correct?
Right. Yep. So those are attorney's fees and executor fees. So you're always going to have a person that's going to be named as executor of your will, or even of your will, should I say, and they actually get paid as well. So
Nice.
it's a big chunk that gets taken out of the estate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good reason why.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then as far as, who really needs to avoid probate, aside from the cost fact and the time fact, if you live here in this state of California, the laws really say that if your gross assets are above $150,000, that your estate is going to go through the probate system unless you have a trust. There are some other documents, some other ways that you can avoid probate, but trust really is the main way of doing that and ensuring that all your assets go, where you want them to and in a timely fashion. And really, if you own any real property, any type of property in the state of California, I mean, Jennifer, as a real estate agent, I'm sure you know that, how many houses have you seen in California and you're over 15 years of experience that are worth under, $150,000?
Yeah, none. I
None.
mean, if yeah, maybe a piece of land in National City, I think I sold for under 100. Actually, that wasn't even under 150. So yes, no.
Right. Right. And so most people, are going to be subjected to the probate process unless they have a trust drafted.
So maybe if you're from a different state, maybe that might be of some sort of a desire, or it might be an option, but yeah, not, and there's other reasons why you would want to do a trust and not a will. Yeah.
Right. Yep. 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 So the two main reasons I'd say are the privacy and the cost and time that go along with it.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Good information. Thank you. One other question is, how do my assets, like I own a home, how do I make sure that becomes a part of my trust?
Right. So it really depends on what asset you are transferring into your trust. Like you said, for example, if you own a home, the general way of transferring your home into trust is by drafting a new deed. So anybody who does own a home right now has a deed, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
And when you get a trust, the drafting attorney actually helps to draft a new deed, which basically places your home into the name of the trust, therefore protecting it from probate. So that's pretty much something that's done by the actual drafting attorney, because the home is the main asset that you really want to make sure is in your trust. And if you buy more property down the line, hopefully using Jennifer as your real estate agent, all that new property is directly deeded into the new trust as well.
Wonderful. That's good information. I actually personally have used Alexandra for my trust and was very pleased, and she's very wise. And if you have any questions at all, I know that she would be more than happy. I'll make sure to put her information in our post. But I thank you so much, Alexandra, for taking a few minutes out of your time to share your wisdom, and hopefully I can invite you back to do this again.
Great. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Enjoy, and thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.